to this session. And before everything, shall we pray? Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the officers of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare and the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to our performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you've committed to our church. Amen. Honorable House, our nominee, allow me to take this opportunity first and foremost to do introduction, and I'll begin from Mheshimiwa Ezekiel. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ezekiel Kodingeti, mwakilishi wote wa Ziwa, rafiki wa kamati.
Chairman and members and our visitors from Kalari, good afternoon. I'm Honorable David Kimelile Tinkokwas from Kenya Ward, member to this committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Honorable James Maina Washira, friend to this committee. Thank you.
Our nominee, honorable members from the gallery. I'm Honorable Chamtai Kiboi Nancy, a member representing gender Uasin Gishu County, and I'm also a member to this committee.
Good afternoon, honorable members, honorable chair, plus visitors and our nominee. I'm Nicholas Bitog Rende, a member representing the Psago ward, and a member to this committee, and also chairman livestock.
Good afternoon, honorable members. I am Honorable Isaac Chirchir Tamoge, member representing Soy. Welcome.
My name is Moses Kebene, MCA Simat Kapsaret, friend to the committee.
Honorable members, our nominee, members of public, I'm Honorable Hassan Saida, representing gender, Uasin Gishu County, and I'm the Vice Chair, Agriculture.
Thank you, members. Allow me to call upon our staff to do the introduction, and then we will proceed. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I am Naomi Serem, committee clerk to this committee.
Torois Kiomtai, Research Department, member of Secretariat.
I am Ruben Umweri, Sergeant Atam.
Thomas Albe, Sergeant Atam.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Allow me to once again take this opportunity to welcome our nominee to introduce himself. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Chair. My name is Elijah Kipchumba Koech. I come from Moiben sub-county, Karuna Mibeki ward, a village called Sasitwa. I'm a Christian. Okay, I'm a Christian, and I'm happy to be here today to be vetted as nominee agriculture and agribusiness.
Okay, thank you. We only wanted to know your name and where you come from, and then as we continue, we will know you more better. Honorable House and honorable members, allow me before we proceed to just have our mandate as this honorable House under County Assembly Act 202F, that our mandate as a committee, we are to vet and report all appointments where the Constitution or any law requires the County Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Orders 197. So, honorable members, I want to take this opportunity to once again welcome all of us so that we can do as per our requirement. So, honorable members and this honorable House, it is also high time to once again welcome all of us. And just before our set of questions, I may ask our nominee to just give us how many set of questions will he be comfortable so that we can proceed on. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm comfortable with any set of questions you ask me.
Okay, thank you. Now, allow me once again to welcome you to this session. And of course, thank you first and foremost for you to be here. I know it wasn't easy, and therefore you said you are okay with a set of questions. But honorable members, whenever given opportunity, I wish that we may be brief to a question so that we can do our deliberation as fast as we can. Therefore, I want once again to continue. I think you had some brief introduction of you. Once again, I want you to now welcome to the board, to once again introduce yourself well so that we can have a set of questions. So welcome.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. As I said earlier, I'm Elijah Kipchumba Koech from Moiben Sub-County, Garona Meibeki Ward. I come from a village called Sasitwa. I'm a Christian and also married and blessed with 2 children. My education journey started way back in 1995, whereby I attended 3 primary schools. I started with Karnanin Primary in Karona Meibeki, went to Kemeliet Primary, and I did my KCPE in the year 2002 in Koech Primary, Soy Sub-County. After that, I proceeded to Chebararwa Secondary School, whereby I did my KCSE in the year 2007. After that, I proceeded to Moi University. I did a diploma in human resource management the year 2008 and 2009. And the year 2010 to 2012, I also proceeded at Moi University doing Bachelor's of Business Management, having majored in procurement, and also a minor in marketing management. I'm also a student at the same university in Moi, doing my master's in business management, MPM, having just done with my classwork. So I've worked with various organizations for the most recent, I'm a diploma lecturer at Moi University. It is a part-time, and I did that from the year 2014 till now. I'm still the diploma lecturer, and I'm teaching stores management and entrepreneurship management. I'm also a project manager with a CBO called Wasingishu County Youth CBO, which is funded by USAID through an organization called RTI Research Triangle Institute, which majorly deals with youth mothers. So I'm the project manager there. I'm in charge of managing the youth grants from the USAID, and also I'm in charge of all the activities of the CPO. Also, I'm in charge of the budget of all of that program, and also in that program we have a component of a program called Tusome, which deals with teaching our grade 1 to 3, improving literacy, early literacy in our primary schools in Wasingishu. Also, I've worked with an NGO called TechnoServe, which is based in Nairobi, and I was the associate business advisor in charge of North Rift. That one, we were dealing with youths. We were dealing with, I was mandated to supervise business counselors. Business counselors as those employees who were hired so that they can train the youths, and we had many programs that was given to that department, whereby the youths were trained on farming and doing business. I was also in charge of daily activities of that program. Also, I used to partner with other stakeholders to make sure that that program called Stride by TechnoServe is successful in Wasingishu. I've also worked with IBC, Moiben Sub-County, a support election trainer in the year, for a period of 1 year, from the year 2012 to 2013, whereby I was in charge of training clerks, POs, DPOs, and also in charge of IBC materials at that particular time. I did my attachment with National Cereals and Produce Board here at Eldoret Depot. I'm a team player, I'm a trustworthy person, and I'm a good communicator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I know we've known you a bit now. So, Honorable House, I want to welcome all of us for the questions. And first and foremost, our nominee. I want to know what motivated you, or what motivations for you for the desire of work as you, and how will you how will your individual skills and experience contribute to improve service delivery in our county? That is my first question. The second one is, what would you do in circumstances where you are not supported in demonstrating commitment to the highest ethical standards? And how do you reconcile being asked to pursue a policy position that might not reflect your personal values? Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. First, what motivated me to apply for this position is because I have the passion. I have the passion and the art of want to assist our farmers in Wasingishu. I've had experience of working with different organizations, and we've seen our farmers struggling with their produce. I also have experience of having managed as having worked as at senior level at institutions that I've mentioned, and we've worked with. I've worked with my junior employees or as a team. So I want to come to this department so that we can improve the services to Mwananchi that is in the Department of Agriculture. Also the experience I've had for management for around 5 years will allow me to do or to manage the Department of Agriculture. So another one is if I'm not supported or not supported or not given that maximum support by either, as you said, because I understood it, there is a law. You know, as we run that the department, I know I'm aware about the laws that governs the department. What I will do, I'll just follow the law to the maximum. We also have regular reports on which I can refer to for guidance. Also, the committee of this House, Agriculture Committee, I'll also consult with them so that we can have a joint solution that will enable me to carry on my work probably or with success.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want to open the floor for the set of questions, and then I'll give to members to ask, and then we'll give our nominee to answer. Honorable David Letting, welcome. Sorry, before Honorable Letting, we have some members who joined us, and allow me to give them to do introduction. So, welcome, Honorable Member for Kapsoya.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. I'm Honorable Isaac Kirwa Kemboy, MCA representing Kapsoya, also the member of this committee.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Honorable Thomas Yego, representing Tarakwa, a friend to this committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Honorable David Tarus Butuk, MCA representing Apures Ward, a friend to this committee.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just greeting you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Honorable Patrick Kimayo, MCA Moisbridge, and a friend to this committee.
Okay, thank you. Now, as we ask our questions, I also want to remind you that we are live. So, as you ask your question, be much aware of that. So, welcome, Honorable Letting.
Thank you, Chairman. I want to thank you because of this opportunity that I have received to ask a question. First of all, before I ask a question, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you to be nominated to this agriculture. Again, when you are passing that door, I see you are serious, that you are looking like you want to pit us, but but now I have already understand that it is your nature. I have a question here. The office of the CEO that you have already applied is the heartbeat of the operation in the department. How do you intend to balance politics, public service, and national government policies? That is the first question. In this, the second question, we have a problem about our kettles because of this AI, that it is a problem according to this county. And the same as you know that there is a problem according to AI. Do you have any plan to improve the AI. Third question. As a CEO of agriculture, this is a season of the planting. And some of us, as we are here, we are farmers. And some of us, we are large farmers. Which procedure, do you have any procedure that you will assist some of us to receive fertilizer in a soft way instead of too much struggling to get the fertilizer? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Tamogei.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. May I take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Elijah, our nominee, CEO Agriculture. One, I think you must have done your research well. Are you well versed with the governor's manifesto on Gusokumi? And what does it have in agriculture? Just not. Secondly, the scope of works, being aware that agriculture is intertwined between the national government and county government. What is the range of works that you will cover as a CEO agriculture within, what are the devolved, in essence, the devolved functions in agriculture? If you are aware of the devolved functions in agriculture. 3, objectively we are managing the production on to storage. But there's a lot of waste in storage along the value chain. And processing, we have none, almost nil, of the processing plants that do exist in both the perishable and non-perishable. You come from an area where potatoes and most largely the farmers there are struggling when there is influx of too much production. What do you have in store for them in that area? You are aware of a milling plant, one milling plant ongoing, no called Moisoy. That is the only plan that is underway. Do you have it at the end of the year that the farmers will be processing their produce to the finished product so that they can meet in the market with other millers? Fourth is the human resource factor. The status of the extension officers, facilitation of the extension officers is poorly. What do you have in store? Training and motivation of the extension officers. Do you have the research on data of how many extension officers do you have in the county? That is the fifth. And finally, the agri-business. Both the macro and micro agri-business. Noting the economies of scale as we are. How rich are you as being in the private sector? I know you've dealt with that so much. You will involve the young the young farmers in diverse production of other commodities, and also the farmers, the large-scale farmers we have had in our country. Thank you. I think we'll take that.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Let me give him to answer those one, and then I'll give you another chance to ask a set of questions. Welcome, our nominee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me answer the questions that was asked by Honorable Leting, then to Honorable Tamogei. though the questions have been a bit many, so sometimes to capture, I'll do my best. If I'll miss something, you'll just remind me. Honorable Ting asked me how I'll balance the operations, politics, and also national government. What I'll do is that all these can use it as a people departments are very crucial in agriculture. I'll balance it by making sure that I follow all the laws and regulations that it is in between that department, which includes that I should present myself as a public servant, attend to everyone without favor, and also make sure that I align my department also with the national government, so that in case there is anything from national government, we are working as a team. So I'll do my best to make sure that no one is left out when doing my job. Another one asked by Honorable Leting is that about the AI. So I say that there is a problem in AI in our county, which is true. What we will do is that we will work together with the Department of Livestock and Fisheries, so that we can engage experts and professionals in that field, so that they can help us. And also we train our extension officers so that they can deliver these services to our farmers. Also, we will train our farmers to know that there is an AI services offered in our county. So we'll make them aware of the service within the county. Another one, you say that about the large farmers, and now we are going to season planting. Sometimes within the community, when you've seen as in you are a large farmer, they say that you are capable of maybe doing the things at your own. They then to quote that small scale or that small scale farmer. For example, the issuance of the subsidized fertilizers, you realize that the large scale farmers do have a problem, because they are being told maybe the maximum number of acres you can register is 15, maybe you farm more than 50 acres. So what I will do is that I will liaise with the national government, so that we can see how we can rectify that and have everyone on board. We'll also make sure that the way national government has done the subsidy, whereby they have registered all the farmers in Wasingishu and through the chiefs. As a county, what we will do to help the national government is we will map all our farmers and digitalize them, so that we can know where they are and the number of acreage they have. Because at the reason maybe the national government thinks that those above 50 acres, they are aware that there are some progress. They may say, no, we have this size of farm, and at the end, the fertilizer will not reach the right people. So we will work together with the national government and rectify that. Honorable Tomogei asked me about Ngusonkumi on agriculture. Governor is very passionate about agriculture. You know, Wasingishu has been called the bread basket of the nation. And at some point now, you've been told you are the bread basket, but you as a farmer, you are empty pocket. You don't have anything in your pocket. So what I want, what governor wants the farmer to have is to have that money, to have the profit, to get the share of his, or the sweat of his production. So governor will have many plans about agriculture, and we will make sure that his plans is delivered or is rendered to the common mananchi. You've also asked me about national and government and the work of default government, the work of county government in regarding to agriculture. So though agriculture is general, and it cuts our growth. So it's upon, and you know, farmers belongs to county and also they belong to the national government. So sometimes to just find a drawing line is difficult. But what we will do is we'll make sure that either if it is the functions of national government or devolved government, we will do it conjointly. We'll make sure also, for example, maybe one of the functions of the devolved government is to train their farmers. It's upon us to make sure that our farmers know the services that we offer as the county government. And many other, maybe as the national government subsidizes fertilizers, we also, at some point, if we feel like we can make a policy whereby as a county we can also subsidize fertilizer to our farmers. Or if the national government is subsidizing the fertilizer, we can do the seed. So agriculture at some point is broad and it's all the function of national and county government. You talked about perishable and non-perishable products. I come from a place whereby every December to January we draw a lot of tomatoes because of lack of market. So realize that, and it's so hurting because you go to the farm and at the end of it you go home without nothing or without anything. So what is in place is that we will make our policies or we will empower our farmers to form a cooperative so that we can encourage them to borrow money through the cooperative department. We will work together to make sure that our farmers, these farmers who are doing either perishable and non-perishable products, do join cooperatives. If there is an existing cooperatives, then they will join. If there are those which are dormant, we'll revive it. And if there are those who have, maybe we can start even forming another new cooperative, just to make sure that these farmers are in a cooperative so that they can have what we call bargaining power. You know, when you are doing your things alone, no one will hear you. But when you are doing it as a team, then you will reach to where you even unexpect it. So after doing that, maybe we can through the consultation with this house, we can have a processing. We can add value to our products. For example, in Moisoi, I'm happy that the plant is going on well, and it will help all our farmers in Wasingishu, not only Moiben and soy. So what we'll do in Moisoi is only to make sure that those members have the working structures. They should have the right personnel who will work for them so that the plant cannot maybe go at a loss or capsize. No? You know, if you leave the members to control their own, they may decide to share the profit na kwenda nyumbani. So we'll make sure that we train them and we let them have professionals to run that plant. Another one, I think I've talked about the Moisoi, about the extension officers. We'll make sure that we train also our extension officers. We take them to train, we motivate them as an employees. And there are many ways of motivating them. We can do monetary and non-monetary motivation. We can also, concerning also the extension officers, we will train them also on modern farm techniques. We can take them to a training so that they can also train our farmers when they are on the cooperatives or on their farms. So I don't know if there is anything I've left out. You might remind me, please.
Through Chair, I think on extended officers, we find that facilitation to the field has been a problem. You will find that a sub-county has only one vehicle doing and maybe a motorbike for the entire sub-county of Moiben or Soy or Keses. So the aspect of reaching out to the farmer and decentralizing the offices to ward offices, I think that was the expectation. That what would you do to develop further down the stream the services to farmers.
Okay, thank you.
Before
that question, we have some honorable members who joined us. Briefly, do your introduction, and then we'll have a set of other questions.
Thank you, Chair. I'm David Biwot Keitany. I represent Koech Ward in Moiben constituency, and I'm happy to hear nominee from Moiben constituency. Thank you.
Chair, my name is Honorable Rebecca Cherop, representing gender from Moiben sub-county. I wish the nominee all the best and God bless you.
Okay, thank you. You may answer that question of Mheshimiwa Tamogei, then we proceed.
On that point, Chair, on that point, so that because I'll request our guest so that he can answer, because it was on that point.
Okay.
On this county, so far we are lacking extension officers, and I'm hearing you talking about extension officers. So it's since 1980s when extension officers were being employed in this county. So as you come as our CEO, what will you do? What is your input on this part? Because Department of Agriculture for now has gone to its knees because we lack capacity building on that department, because we lack some extension officers. Thank you. I'll come to my I'll come with other questions before.
Okay, thank you. Our nominee. And kindly use short as the time possible, because also time
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yeah.
Let me continue responding to Honorable Member Tamogei. What we'll do, it's really a problem for our, we don't have enough extension officers. I'm not sure about this, but now you've enlightened me about that. That is why I've never been in that office, but when I read there, what we will do, we'll make sure that if it is hiring extension officers towards just to make agriculture in this county successful, we'll do that. And we'll do that in collaboration with Public Service Board and also in consultation with this honorable committee. I think I've responded to the question from
Shukran. Naona Mheshimiwa Wachira.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. CEO, congratulations once again. I have just a few questions. Number one, what strategies will you employ in providing leadership as CEO if given the opportunity? Number two, as a CEO, how do you intend to deal with the senior officers in your department who do not practice government policies and procedures as expected of them? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kemboy.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Lija Koech, congratulations for that far being nominee of the CEO in Agriculture and Agro-Business. I have a few questions to ask. Mr. Koech, if you are given an opportunity to serve as a CEO in Department of Agriculture, previously the county of Uasin Gishu was known as the grain basket, producing much of the food to this country. we have a problem, maybe the soil has been acidity. Maybe the farmers are using the wrong fertilizers. That's why the production has come down. Which measures are you going to do so that to improve production in this county and make sure that farmers get high yield and get profits so that this county will go far? As you know, even the main headquarters maybe for county, which is Eldoret, it depends mostly on farming. If the farmer is happy, the business also will go high. Another concern, in agriculture also we encourage what we call agroforestry. Which plan also will you have to encourage the forest cover within the whole county and ensure that farmers also grow trees in certain percentage in their farms so that to bring this to a more good environment within our county. So another question also through the chair. County government of Uasin Gishu might not put much on irrigation. We are depending only during rainy season. Which program will you put also so that those areas which might get water will be doing also production during dry season and put more production within our county? Thank you, Chair. Those are my questions.
Asante. Mheshimiwa Kebenei.
Have you finished? Okay. Can I have the microphone? The microphone.
Elijah. Hello? Okay. Elijah. No, this microphone has an echo, eh? Elijah, congratulations for this far you've come. You know, when you're here, you're not just here to answer questions. You're here to give solutions for the department that you're going to head. You know, a CEO is the head of the department. Now, as Mheshimiwa Kemboi said, Uasin Gishu is a grain basket of the Republic of Kenya. Number two, the Department of Agriculture in the county government of Uasin Gishu is less visible. For the last 10 years of devolution. Reason, probably, number one, I think, is because it has less funding from the executive. Now, how are you going to improve the county government of Uasin Gishu to increase the funding to agriculture department? And as we've heard, some of my colleagues here said there's a lot of shortage, or there's shortage of staff. How are you going to turn around, putting into consideration the budget of the county sometimes cannot allow the increment of overheads? How are you going to turn around agriculture, at least to be visible in this county? Number two, when I look at you, you are below 40 years. The people I've interacted with in the Department of Agriculture, some of them can be your grandfather. We have youths in this country who are unemployed. And one area whereby we can tap employment is through agriculture. How are you going to bring these youths from the county government, the youths within the county government of Uasin Gishu, to be more active? Because your docket is agriculture and agri-business. To create employment, their own employment or to create source of revenue or income through their hands in agriculture? How are you going to bring these people together? And how are you going to balance the people, as I've heard from, I think, Mheshimiwa Kemboi or Mheshimiwa Rende, that the last time extension officers or the Department of Agriculture employed people was in the year 1988. I think by then you are 1 year old. So how are you going to balance you as the head of that department and the people who are already there? As we all know, I don't know, because when I've just looked at your CV, probably you've not worked in a public office. How are you going to balance? Because when you're coming from a corporate world to a public world, there's a lot of interference and instability. How are you going to balance you yourself as Elijah and the people who are age of your parent or your grandfather? How are you going to balance them in that department?
Thank you so much, honorable members. Allow me to give to our nominee to answer those set of questions. Back to you, Bwana Elijah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to respond to Honorable Kemboi about the soil acidity problem and also measures to improve productivity. So what I will do, Honorable Kemboi, is that we will make sure that as a county department, we have the apparatus to test our own soil. And whenever a farmer comes, maybe wants to know the soil of his farm or a farm, he is not charged for doing that. I know in some private sectors, they charge a lot of money for you to test the soil acidity of your farm. So what we'll do, again in consultation with all the stakeholders, we'll come up with a way to see that we have that laboratory within our county so that our farmers can test their soil. And not only one, we can have it as in every ward, whereby we'll have an extension officer, will also assist the farmer to test the soil acidity of his farm and can also recommend to the farmer the right type of crop which is good for his or her soil. So we'll engage also experts in doing that.
Point of order.
Point of order, our nominee. I think answers you are going to direct it through the chair, not through the honorable members. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair, for that. That is what we will do, Honorable Chair, to make sure that the farmers of Wasingishu know very well the type of their soil and the type of the crop they need or the type of the fertilizer they need to put in their farms. About agroforest plan is that as a chief officer, with my team and of course with consultation also from this committee, we will encourage our farmers to make sure that they, at least if you have an acre of land, just even a point, you can plant some trees within it, or you can plant trees around your farm. You do the agroforest so that every farmer has a tree in his or her farm. Also, we will engage some stakeholders. We have some stakeholders who are motivating farmers. In case if you plant 1 acre of your land, they will give you they'll give you seeds for free and also train you on how you will handle that tree. The same, we will borrow the same from these stakeholders. We give also our farmers free seedlings to plant trees in their farms. So I think with that we would manage to have solved a percent of maybe plant some, motivate our farmers to grow the trees. Also, if there is a farmer who will grow the entire 1 acre piece of land, maybe after 3 years, if the farm does well, that farmer is motivated. Maybe as a county, we can have maybe say we'll pay that farmer 50,000 shillings per year, and that we will do it as a department. We come up with a legislation to do that, and if our budget will allow that also, definitely do that to motivate our farmers to plant trees. Another one is to do with irrigation. We realize that there are some parts in Uasin Gishu, which is dry areas, but they have that permanent source of river. So what we will do also is that we will do a subsidy. You can subsidize farm inputs for those farmers who do irrigation in our county, so that we motivate them. So we will also engage other stakeholders on board. You know, we have stakeholders who are professionals in irrigation. We'll engage them so that they can assist us to irrigate part of our lands. So another one from Honorable Kebene. Kebene said that agriculture in Uasin Gishu has become less feasible.
Point of order.
What is
Oh,
it
sorry.
Through the chair, kindly. And also, I wanted to remind you, you have forgotten my questions. Proceed.
To the chair, I was responding to Honorable Kemboy. I don't know. Is there any question? Honorable Kebene, I think I'm on you. So you can just, to the chair, remind me the question, please.
Thank you. In fact, I was the first person to ask, and I asked you very simple. What strategies will you employ in providing leadership as CEO? That was number one.
Sure.
Yes, number two, asked you about, as a CEO, how do you intend to deal with senior officers in your department who do not practice government policies and procedures as expected of them? Thank you.
Okay, through the chair, thank you, Honorable Ashira, for reminding me. You know, the questions I've just taken in with a lot of bang. So, strategies that I will do, or my leadership, to make sure that my department is working, is that first I will motivate the employees in that sector in my department. Secondly, I will provide a good communication. I will encourage communication between my members and all the stakeholders involved in agriculture. I'll make sure that my office is open and anyone is open for to bring any suggestion. And also I'll make my members to be innovative in what they are doing, and also I'll give them space to express themselves, to come up with new ideas. I will also make sure that we do everything as a teamwork with consultation, so that we can achieve our goals as a department. To deal with senior staff.
Point of order, Chair.
What is it, Honorable?
I want to
Boy.
ask Mr. Elijah. He has mentioned a lot about working with my members. Who are these members?
So when I talked about these members, first they are my team members, and also this honorable committee. So if you hear members, you know you are part. We do it as a team, yeah, because it's a problem that needs our solution. So about dealing with senior officers, maybe those always around, maybe they don't want to do their job well. What we'll do, I'll remind them about the law first. I'll make them to be conversant with the law. Then I'll also sit down with them and know what makes this senior officer maybe not happy about his or her job. Then we'll talk, and maybe we try to come up with a plan on how he or she will improve in his duties. If the senior officer continues maybe disrespecting the office of chief officer, then I will escalate it to my my senior is the CECM. So thank you, Honorable Chair. So let me respond to Honorable Kebene about agriculture being less visible in our county. I think the reason why agriculture is less visible in Uasin Gishu is because people assume like people in Uasin Gishu are okay. In agriculture, we are doing well. And in real sense, we are not doing anything. So what I will make sure, to make sure that agriculture is visible in this county, we'll come up with programs in consultation with my team that I had used, so that we can make agriculture feasible. It's not a role of one person. It's a joint role that we must do as a department. So we make sure that we come up with programs that will make us feasible in this country, so that also we'll make sure that the employees are motivated. We'll make sure that if there is no maybe like extension officers, as we said, we employ others through contractual. We also have organizations who may want to work with us. We can also use them to observe some of our friends who are interested in agriculture and support us. So I will collaborate with many stakeholders to make sure that agriculture is feasible in Uasin Gishu County. Another one, Honorable Chair, the less funding. Yes, we know that agriculture, of which I don't know if, because I was not there during the last regime, and I don't know the amount allocated to agriculture. But when I sit there and I see that we have little money in agriculture, we will sit down with my seniors, my colleague, and all the team members engaged in agriculture, so that you can see what are we going to make sure that also agriculture is given enough money to run and become visible in Uasin Gishu. So I will really lobby for that and make sure that we do have a say in also the county budget. So, Honorable Chair, I think that's my answer to Honorable Kebene. Shortage of staff, as I said, we have no shortcut. We have to hire them either through contractual basis or permanent basis, because these are the resources that we need for the department to run. So there is no shortcut. It's just to hire them and train them and make them productive. You talked about, Honorable Chair, Honorable Kemene talked about youths in agriculture. How are we going to make sure that youths are part or are employed in maybe agriculture or in the Department of Agriculture? What I will do is that we'll come up with programs that is youth friendly to make sure that youth also take part in agriculture. We'll encourage them. The other regime, there was a program called Kijana na Heka, whereby they encourage youth to form a group and being given seats and being funded to make sure that their role is just to do management. So what we'll do different this time round is that we'll have such programs, but first thing, we must fet this, we must take our youth through vetting. After that, or identifying them, we also train them to make sure that they know the type of farming they should do. And we should not force them on maybe like you should do this type of farming. We let them have to be innovative and come up with ways on how they will sustain that farming after being funded by the county. So I'll make sure that we empower our youths in all means to make sure they're engaged in agriculture. Another one through the chair, Kebene asked me about balancing the age of those seniors who are in that department. So age is just about a number, the chair, but we will work together as a team. I will be consulting them, and I will handle them in a manner in which we work as a team, not working and looking upon me like my sis or a son. We will, when it comes to work, it has no age. We have to deliver. So that's all, the chair.
Thank you. In other words, you are confirming to us that you are going to work as a team together with this committee. So allow me to give chance to Mheshimiwa Saida, and then Mheshimiwa Nancy, and then I've seen also, I'll give it also the third person to Honorable Yeko. Thank you. Welcome, Mheshimiwa.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Thanks, Elijah. Congratulations. My first question is, you have talked about cooperatives and how you are going to assist the farmers, but you've not talked about the value addition of the products. What are you going to do if given this job? What plans do you have so that you can assist the farmers? Secondly, I've seen you have a Bachelor of Business Management and Purchasing Supplies Management. Also, you have Diploma in Human Resource Management. My question is, what motivated you to go for this job? And rather than applying Public Service Board or Trade Department. Thirdly, the third question, as a leader, you'll be required to make decisions. Sorry. As a leader, you'll be required to make decisions and be responsible for the outcomes of the decisions you make. What will you consider when making any decisions that affects your department and the county at large? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Saida. Let me request that whenever I give you a chance, please ask one question, because I know we still have a number of questions to ask. So, Mheshimiwa, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Elijah for this far. Thank you, and congratulations for you being a nominee in this position. I want to ask you a question, and it is just a one question. You'll give me an instant answer, then I'll continue. Did you campaign for anyone?
Honorable Chair, I didn't, but I fought it.
Yes, thank you. Now that when I look at your CV, you are a very polite and eloquent person coming from the field of class. You are a lecturer at Moi University. You're now coming from class to the political field. I want you, I know you voted, you are a new DA member, you voted, that is your democratic right. I want you to tell us, how are you going to balance the political office and your work, since this is a political office? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Honorable Yego.
Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. Our CEO, from your CV and the way you have expressed it here, it confirms that you have worked with several NGOs. I've seen TechnoServe, I've seen World Vision. Now, I don't know, what plans do you still have in order to engage these NGOs or the donors or the well-wishers who are likely to support you in improving agriculture in our county? Number two, we are living at a time where we have the spirit of diversification. I don't know what is your take on that, since we have had several issues coming to do with avocado, we have macadamia, we have coffee and all that. Some of them have not been positive, some I don't know, as a CEO, what will be your role? And on that, I come from an area where pyrethrum is the main cash crop. And I would be very happy if that is incorporated in the avocado and the macadamia and the coffee in this world. So I don't know how you will come in and bring that change. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kaitany. Welcome. And then for the last set of questions, I'll give to Mheshimiwa Rende, Honorable Patrick, and Honorable Putu.
Thank you, Chair. First, I will use this opportunity to congratulate Elijah for being given this chance to be a nominee. And I think, as I had said earlier, I'm happy because he's coming from my constituency, and I know the place where he's coming from is not far from my ward. Maybe, Chair, mine is also to thank him for what he did to my people in 2016 while he was working with TechnoServe. I can still remember him, and I want to confirm that yes, he was in TechnoServe, and some of my youth are beneficiaries, and I want to thank him for that. Mine is maybe to give him suggestions in case he will be given this chance, and I'm praying that this committee will approve him as the CEO. Is that maybe when he becomes the CEO, I want you to consider coming up with the issue of a performance contract, especially on the extension officers. I think that has been a very big challenge, especially in Uasin Gishu County. And I'm saying that, Chair, because when you compare how the way Rwanda is doing, when it comes to agriculture, there is a performance contract starting from the village level to the top. So I am expecting maybe immediately you become the CEO, maybe you can do a research, confirm from what the other countries are doing, or maybe other counties are doing. But I want to assure you that the system of Rwanda is the best, and maybe to give you a brief of that is that they start from the village, that is the village elder. They make an agreement, the acreage that maybe they are thinking maybe they will plant maybe for us you can say maize or wheat, and then they move to the chief upwards that way. So maybe now that it is a county, you don't have powers to make a contract with the chiefs. Maybe you can consider, maybe when we come up with the village administrators, you will start with the village administrators and then you come to water administrators. I'm very sure that one will work. Chair, I think because of time, I will not ask him questions. I know I will have time, especially if he becomes the CEO. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, our nominee, and be a bit brief in your answers, please. Time is not on our side. Welcome.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. I want to respond to Honorable Saida on plans that I have on value addition. As I said, value addition, we already have systems in Uasin Gishu for value addition. But now, when we talk about value addition, sometimes, as I said earlier, maybe having a factory or a farm like the one we had in Moiso cost millions or billions of money, and that is the only maybe some of the factories that will help us in doing value chain. I will encourage our farmers to maybe have contractual farming with such that private sector, so that they can be contracted in doing farming and being paid well. Also, we have those value chain addition that doesn't require a lot of money. We will train our farmers to produce such crops and do value chain. Maybe like those farmers who are doing passion or horticulture, maybe fruits and that, we can encourage them to do value chain so that they can sell their products as the end product, and they can also get money on it. But we will work, meanwhile we will work as the department to make sure that at least in every sub-county we have factory that will help our farmers to do value chain. We'll either do it through the cooperatives, as I said. We'll empower cooperatives because they are being given revolving funds. Another one is Honorable Saida asked about how comes I'm a business, I have a business and human resource background. Being a chief officer requires support management. You manage and account. You are the accounting officer of the department. And also I can tell you that agriculture without business, or agriculture requires business, because in Wasingishu this time round we want to do agriculture as a business, not just as a culture. So we need a business mind in that department so that it can change all the management up to production. Also remember, our business is the one that markets for the produce of the farmers. So that background will help me to assist the farmers of Wasingishu. Also the human resource factor will help me manage the employees that I have in my department. So that's about that. Honorable Chair, making decisions and being responsible for what the decision about the decisions I make. Before making decisions, I don't make decision alone. I say that before making a decision, I'll consult widely so that I can have a decision that is jointly, not the only decision that I'll be or I'll be the only person who is responsible. I'll make sure that I consult well before making a decision. And this committee is part of that decision making. I'll engage this Honorable House to also assist me in areas where we can, so that we can make the right decisions, the farmers. A honorable member from Soy asked me about balancing politics. What I'll do is my office will be, yes, it's I know it's not a political office, but it's attached to politicians. I'll make sure that I treat everyone fairly. I'll make sure that service is rendered to everyone that's coming to that department. I'll make sure that also, because I know politicians are honorable members, they're good people and they are aware of the law, and I know what they are coming to seek there is the service to Mwananchi. So I'll make everyone feel at home when he or she comes to the department. So I won't judge you as a politician. I won't judge you. I'll judge you as a leader who comes, who is also assisting me. So that's how I'll do it. Honorable Yeko, about my professional background, I've worked with many NGOs, and what I'll do also is I still have many of them calling me that in case you become the CEO, will partner with you with many programs. That's why I told you that we have those NGOs that will partner together to make to make not only NGO but stakeholders. We have even World Bank, we have other projects. So the only thing we'll do is that we'll make good policies that will also favor them so that we cannot scare them away. So through this house, we'll come up with good policies that will make our partners comfortable working with us. Another one is diversification issue. Honorable Chair, the Honorable Eko asked about diversification, that the county tried to do a diversification on avocado, macadamia, but things went wrong. So what we will do this time round, we will do a feasibility study. We'll go to those places or to those farmers who have done this horticultural crop successfully, and we even request them to train our farmers. We also, because maybe we will also create markets. For example, he's saying that they are farming pyrethrum. We will make sure that we connect you with the market where pyrethrum is being bought or being taken, so that your farmers can know where they can take their pyrethrum. I'm very sure there are even some counties who are planning to start factories to do pyrethrum. We'll partner with them so that we make sure that our farmers have the place to sell their horticultural crops. So, Honorable Kaitain, thank you for, through the chair, through the chair, I must appreciate what Honorable Kaitain as what he saw in me, and also the advice he has given me. We will take the advice, Honorable Kaitain, so long as agriculture, will make agriculture in Uasin Gishu successful, definitely will not have an option. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think that is all.
Thank you. Honorable Nicholas Bituk, you had something to say?
Yes. First of all, I would like to appreciate my brother Elijah for being appointed on this docket of CEO Agriculture. My brother Elijah, just only 3 questions I want to ask you. One is that I've heard you several times saying, I don't know when was the last time employees in Department of Agriculture, for example, extension officers, were being employed in Uasin Gishu. I've heard you again saying that you don't know about the budget on the Department of Agriculture. I come to wonder that did you really, where is your heart? Where is your heart? Because if you love something, you always inquire, you always ask, you always know about that department and everything that entails on that department. Maybe I see that maybe you just applied a job because you see it in Uasin Gishu County portal, and you are here now. Number 2, agriculture is a backbone of this country, Kenya. And this county, 80% of us, people who live in this county, depend on agriculture for food and also in terms of business. What do you have in store for farmers who are hearing you now live on their products? E.g., we have wheat, we have maize, we have pyrethrum, we have tomatoes, and I know your area in Chebararwa, there's a very huge varieties of tomatoes. What do you intend to do to those farmers so that they can be happy and enjoy their works of their labor? Last but not least, what's your achievement? What will be your achievement at the end of this term when given this opportunity? And what your challenges? What will be your challenges? What are you foreseeing as a challenge, great challenge in this department? Because most of people in Uasin Gishu County depend on you when given this opportunity as our CEO. Last, I'll appreciate to work with you because this is my department. Thank you so much. Wish you success.
Thank you. I'll give chance to Honorable Patrick Mayo, one question, and Honorable Putuk, one question, and then we give our final remarks. Thank you. Welcome, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Mr. Elijah Kipchumba Koech, for coming this far, and also for that position of Chief of Staff, Agriculture and Agri-Business. There is an observation you've shared that Uasin Gishu is known as a bread basket, and yet the people of Uasin Gishu don't benefit. Now I'm talking about the agribusiness. They don't benefit on the same. Yes, they have maize, they have milk, they can also have meat, dairy products, but middlemen are the ones profiting from them. And if you compare what we do in Uasin Gishu and other places where they produce cash crops also, they do agri-business like those ones with the coffee, tea, those areas who plant cane, those fellows, people from Meru, they benefit a lot, and they are very vibrant, following up with the issues so that they get benefit from their cash crops. What are you going to do as the CEO to turn around this and push the decisions so that we don't always talk about agribusiness, but we actualize it so that the people, the people who do it get profit in their businesses. Lastly, maybe just last one, please, Chair. I just wanted to let the CEO know that you'll be working under the honorable members. They have their budgetary allocation for wards, and when they allocate budget maybe for agriculture and agribusiness, tell us how your relationship will be and how you'll be working together, because they will be looking forward to see whatever they have budgeted for is done. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Putuk.
Yes, thank you. I want to first of all congratulate the nominee for coming this far. I believe you are not the only one who applied, but you have succeeded this far. And even as we ask questions, I just want to wish you the best. There is a question that was posed, and you have tried to answer. But I still believe maybe there are some issues that you left out. This is the question on diversification. I want to ask it this way, that are you a believer of this diversification program? If you are a believer, this county and through the Department of Agriculture invested a lot of resources in subsidizing the seedlings that were given to farmers. And you must be aware of the success rate of that program. If you are aware, how, in your opinion, will you rate the success of that campaign? If in the event that you become the CEO, which we pray that you will be, how will you now drive it? If you are a believer of this program, how will you drive it differently, considering that there are pessimists outside there who are very much against the campaign? Others in forums or barazas, they would say, Kiboye Tarushek, what did they say? I know you know.
Yeah.
So how will you do it differently? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Back to you, our nominee. Kindly, briefly,
Okay.
shorten your answers so
Honorable,
because time is not on our side. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let me respond to Honorable Patrick. What he has asked me about what we will do so that farmers benefit or get profits from their produce as compared to other counties. You talked about the issue of middlemen. We'll make sure that we want this time round to make sure that we connect our farmers through our extension officers, whom we will hire them if they are not there. Make sure that they train our farmers to know where they sell their produce. We will also partner with private sector, those who are not middlemen, and those who have the willing heart of farmers to assist our farmers in buying their produce. So as I told you, agriculture is broad and it requires a lot of, it requires all of us so that it can be successful. We'll also make sure that we have policies which will be approved by this house that will make our farmers get profit from their produce. We'll go to do everything to make sure that we come with those policies, with those programs, and everything that will make sure that we bring profit to our farmers. Honorable Putuk told me, are you a believer of diversification? Yes, I am a believer. As Honorable, through the chair, as Honorable Ketain said, I was one of those, when I was in TechnoServe, I was one of those people who was advocating for diversification. I even went ahead and came with a partner who encouraged the youth to plant these green beans, and they provide a ready market for them. So yes, I believe in diversification. The only thing we want to do is have the right measures, know who is our, as we plant, we don't just plant, we plan ahead. We know that if I plant this, where will be my market? So we first start with identifying our market so that we cannot plant and end up not getting the buyer. So I'm a believer of diversification, and with support and consultation from this house, I believe that we will come up with many types of crops that will our farmers will grow, and we will engage more stakeholders, especially in this agriculture department. So through the chair, I don't know if there is something I have forgotten. He told me to rate the diversification, former supply of seeds to farmers. So I can rate it as, I can say around 40%, because we have successful farmers, even who are doing avocado. We have a serious farmer in Moiben who is doing avocado, and is doing it as a business. So the only thing we want to put in place is we train our people, our farmers, and that will be done by us as the county, and make sure that they know everything to do with those plants, from production to marketing. So that is it, Honorable Chair. And the last one, I think that was the last one. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much, honorable members and our nominee. CEO Agriculture and Agri-Business. Allow me to give my Vice Chair to give his comment before I make mine. And then I'll give you also to give us your final remarks. So, Honorable Saida, welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks, honorable members. Thank you, the nominee. I want to wish you well. And success. Thank you. And we are hoping for the best. Thank you.
Chair, a compliment. Just a compliment to Honorable our CEO, our guest. I want to appreciate you are so much composed. You have tried your best. You have answered all questions. Just only wish you well and congratulations. Expecting you to work for the people of this great county to achieve much and more in this department. Success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Rende, who is also Chair of Livestock and Fisheries. Mine is only to wish you all the very best. May God see you through. Thank you so much. Welcome for your final remarks, and then.
Honorable Chair, may I take this opportunity to thank all the honorable members for this committee for your time you've taken to vet me. I know I may not have answered all the questions right now, maybe rightly, but as we work outside there or the office, we will meet together, we will iron some issues, and that is when the rubber will hit the road. I will be available for this committee to make agriculture and to render the service to the people of the Great Uasin Gishu County. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you so much, honorable members and friends to these committees. Honorable Chiron arrived when we were at our finalizing, so I'll not give you time to still introduce yourself. Members of the public at the gallery and our nominee, I want to thank all of us having participated in this process. Therefore, having no other business, our meeting stand adjourned, and I would request the Sergeant at Arms to do the necessary by ensuring that our nominee has all his originals. Thank you so much, and this committee sitting stand adjourned, and may God bless all of us.